children. Some of them were killed by soldiers and militiamen called Donzo, firing AK-47 through their private parts. In any decent civilized country, those perpetrated these atrocities would have been hanged, of course, after a due process. But in Guinea, they are celebrated and rewarded with high position. 3 days ago, Bosco Natanga, called the Terminator, a Tutsi survivor of Rwandan genocide, surrendered to the United States Embassy to face charges against crime against humanity for enlisting child soldiers and revenge killing more than 150 Hutus in Democratic Republic of Congo. He will be tried in the International Criminal Court, while in Guinea, peaceful demonstrators are killed every day. And our case was brought to the International Criminal Court without any progress for 3 long years. In fact, Tony Blair and other blood diamond dealers are abetting and supporting the criminal regime in Guinea. I will let you draw your own conclusion. Should another Rwanda, Liberia, Sierra Leone, or Darfur happen before the world start listening? Should the Fulbe in Guinea take up arms for the world to listen and call for negotiated settlement? Or do people from the West just need the entertainment of the wanton deaf to feel good about their own situation? Dear honorable guests and friends, Fouta Djallon is now the promised land of the Fulbe. The French came with their civilizing mission. They founded an already civilized nation living by code of Pulaku, whose essence is good manner and pastoral carefully. Our heritage, the code of Pulaku, invoked of 4 basic pillars of virtues: munyal, patience, self-control, mental discipline, and prudence. Simtende, modesty, and respect for others, even for our enemies. Hakile, wisdom, forethought, prudence in managing his personal affairs and giving hospitality to strangers. Dimankaku, dignity and freedom. We conquered the vast prairies of the sub-Saharan Africa, now bound by any attaches by our values. The English or the French had a carefully, the Japanese had the code of Budu. We the Fulbe have a Pulankaku. We feel no shame or inferiority complex. We are proud to belong to the nation of Fulbe. There is nothing inherently bad to be proud of one's cultural heritage. Continue.
Okay, on y a une interruption.
Sorry. No. Distracted. There is nothing inherently bad to be proud of one's cultural heritage. Armed with these values, the kingdom of Fouta Djallon became the heaven of security, knowledge, and culture. This is the only place on earth in the 17th century leadership was alternated among 2 parties, the Alfaya, conservative, and Soria, the liberals. Imagine one moment if the Republican and Democrat will alternate willingly every election cycle. What a fight that would be. However, in the peacetime, gave stability to the kingdom, became a liability with the French conquest. Anyhow, we have a history of decency and unity with minorities. Was everything great for everyone? Of course not. There were mistakes and errors inherited to values of that time, such as captives, war against other tribal groups, war against other tribal groups. Was everything great for everyone? Of course not. There were mistakes and errors inherited to the values of that time, such as captives, war against other tribal groups in the name of religion and conquest. We will not be shy about that. Living in this country, we understand how a great nation can build despite the horror of its birth, slavery and Indian wars and civil rights movement. What we learn here is what we need to share with our African brothers. A nation cannot build by segregation, discrimination, and impunity. The rule of law is the first foundation of any civilized nation. For that lesson, we say thank you, America. Finally, to conclude, we will call our brothers to join us and let us work together. The Fulbeys who lost their sense of purpose, self-confidence, and hope. Bhantal had his doors wide open. Let us work together in the framework here established to put an end to impunity in Guinea and Africa as well. Remember, our people are scattered in 27 countries in Africa and around the world. Guinean and non-Guinean Fulbe are creating branches of Bhantal all over the world. As the world is looking toward America for more leadership and might, the other Bhantal branches are looking to us, the mother organization, for strength and direction. Today, the future of our forefathers' inheritance is upon our soldiers. We cannot succeed while we are divided, disorganized, and undisciplined. Our forefathers' enemies were dismayed and couldn't understand how they were defeated by a skinny and frail people. The only reason that our forefathers prevailed was organization, sense of sacrifice, and discipline. Now all of the clan and tribes of the Fulbe joined early in the fight for freedom. It took just a few good men who understood and responded to the call of history. To this day, the name of those 9 founding fathers continue to resonate through history and forever, until the end of times. May His Almighty shower His mercy upon their souls as we call their names. Alpha Ibrahim Sambe from Timbo, known as Karamoko Alpha Timbo. Alpha Mamadou Sellu from Labi, known as Karamoko Alpha Molabi. Kerno Samba from Bulia. Kerno Sire. Kerno Suleiman from Kimbichuni. Alpha Mamadou from Pottal, Kankalabe. Alpha Musa from Kevali, Alpha Salim Bala from Koi, Alpha Mamadou Sajo from Fukuba. Yes, my brothers, united and disciplined as they were, we will stand and prevail. Divided without purpose, we will be expelled from Djallon, or even enslaved in the land of our forefathers. Beautiful mountains and the stream for those who like to hide or to swim. Welcoming and hospitable people for those who like to visit. A stunning and vibrant culture for those who like to discover humanity and its pristine creation. Let the people not mistake our kindness for weakness, and let us not take the result of our hard work as for granted. Long live Bhantal. May God bless and protect Djallon and its people and Africa, and may God bless the United States.
Voilà, Aray, un monsieur Kerno Manso, secrétaire général, bureau exécutif Pottal Bhantal, section New York. Aray, on y pour monsieur Kerno Bari Waranta, présentation, invité de maire et comme conseiller de ça, Pottal Bhantal, section New York.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm going to present the guests we have from other organizations and other communities. We present a hospital and the organization you go, a community you go. And after Mr. Norman Siegel, civil lawyer, we go Miss Sarah Flato, Mayor's Office for Immigration Affairs. Miss Cordell Clark, Secretary Senator Inter Bill Perkins. Mr. Alpha Ibrahim Asso, Ambassadeur, ancien représentant de Guinée aux Nations Unies. Mr. Namin Djallon, Président Commission Centrale Pottal Bhantal, Washington. Mr. Bashir Ba, Secrétaire Commission Centrale Pottal Bhantal, Washington. Djallon Ibrahim Djallon, membre Commission Centrale Pottal Bhantal, Philadelphia. Aja Aissatou Ba, Président Pottal Bhantal, Washington. Aja Kajat Djallon, Pottal Bhantal, Washington. Djallon Abdoulaye Ben Djallon, Fouta Progress Union. Mohamed Elba, Président FPU, Fouta Progress Union. Elhaj Aboubakar Bari, ancien président FPU. New York, Elhaj Mohamed Kamarano, Gamboni Imam Passport. Bewondi Mr. Mamadou Makaba, vice-président Association Guinea. Le Mangari Elhaj Al-Gassimouba, imam. Délégation Fouta Hongari. Ibero, Moïse Waremabe, Elhaj Boubacar Diallo, doyen Fouta Diallo. Elhaj Mamadou Diallo, doyen Diwan Jimbi.
Johnny Limi, c'est une
Elhaj Amadou Wuriba, doyen président Diwan Jimbi.
Wajao Bari Elas Noir.
Elhaj Moussa Diallo, président Diwan Labe. And he did controller City of New York. When I'm on controller, I'm going to hit the mayor of New York. This is John Lee, Paul Andino. I'm going to controller City New York. I'm going to hit the mayor of Alana Day. This is John Lee, I'm going to Mandata Arbol. I do you for you can do the organization you Mr. John Lee, you welcome. I just presented you as the controller of the city of New York. Welcome and we continue the program. Thank you. Hari buhiki kama Fouta no, demari ma be kusal tafsir bari no do. Elhaj Alpha Ba Timbi no do. Alai bega press kali be do. Mr. Ibrahim Asori Balde, Media d'Afrique no do. Mr. Abdoulaye Diallo, Guinea News no do. Elhaj Ibrahim Ba, Fréquence Ganda, Ganda kali be do. Donc, arrête comme un homme, on est fait comme une liste monde, puis présentation. Arrête me donne commission, on va continuer l'organisation. Wassalam.
Alors, voilà, Yande, alors toujours on continue à discipline. Il est marié de Hoppe, Gello, et Hara Sendari, qui sont Google Hara et Wadali, Koguri, Modu, Yande, Dari, Ben Fopo, Yota, Yande, and Torika, Gentle Wabe, continue Golgol, the Yande. Yande, your photo, Yande.
Aja ke arai wo elasi prema ba President Pottal si Bhantal Boston ibedo. Arai kali o parti politik dino representado ibe baoto. Arai ko be welcome wo. Arai kali de mari do kodo ardo joni siko sénateur de New Jersey. Biddo men kadi ako biddo Alhaji Cerno Abdoulaye. Arai mandasi ine makko representateur mo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am performing a very important mission, and that is to introduce one of our sons who has succeeded to be one of the youngest municipal clerks in the country. He became a municipal clerk in the city of Plainfield, New Jersey, before he became 30. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my humble pride to introduce to you our future Mr. Abubakar Djallon.
Doyo aru arai mandintinong wo doyen lawal Washington pardon Atlanta ibega doyen lawal welcome doyen lawal ite degas momo njaram don ala un sénateur de New Jersey bindo men won kadi our son.
Good evening. On behalf of my brother freeholder Muhammad Djallon, we'd like to say thank you to you all. For you all responsible for where we are today. It is that rich history of our past that has allowed us to succeed in our future. And it's fitting because we are Fouta Djallon. It's in our blood. And we will never forget that. So again, I'd like to say thank you and congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Voilà, en continue le programme on andi sa on poli ke Mourad Modjuru haray wano men hollirnaade non contrôleur New York on haray no hewti do no tawda men do be maraka Mourad Modjuru haray en inserabe ka programme jonnem be micro on be adresse o jama on rapidement après continuer programme on inchallah.
All right.
Ake fi Allah tole e puis jento don kadi invité be men ben sibe yewti ko du famoto bawo ton harano wolude mede wolde yeso gami si kay famondiray tole e puis dejo en jento den aray ko jama yewta bon yandi men torke on.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everybody. I am so proud to be with all of you this evening. I know this is a very special event, special because we have such distinguished leaders in the community. We also have some very good friends of mine who have been around for a long time, including Norman Siegel, Cordell Clare, and also Mr. Richardson there. Obviously, this is a very important, distinguished gathering to have so many long-time workers in the community to join these distinguished community leaders. And I am here to wish Pottal, New York, much success. I know we're swearing in our President, Amadou Diallo. Congratulations. New York is a very special place. New York, for 400 years, has always been made richer by people who constantly come here from everywhere in the world. And that's no different than it is today. And I'm standing before you as a proud immigrant. I'm an immigrant. Now I want to be truthful.
I cannot claim to be an immigrant from the Republic of Guinea. I'm an immigrant from Taiwan. My neck is still stamped made in Taiwan, back here. But I now serve as city comptroller, which makes me the chief financial officer of this great city. I sign all the checks, $70 billion a year. And if an immigrant kid like me could achieve this position, then I think that it speaks volumes to what New York City and America is about. Somebody mentioned that this year it's a big election. I might be going for something else. And in fact, last week I did announce that I am going to run for mayor of New York City. But I'm not here to talk about the election. You know, there are so many important issues facing this community. A community that came from a long way off. Republic of Guinea, not very close to here. And you travel almost halfway around the world. Much like many people in my community did. In search of freedom, democracy, opportunity. But never forgetting what's happening back home. And some of the horrific actions that we've seen recently. Things that we are very concerned about, even nearly halfway around the world, right here in New York City. And this is an organization, I should say the merged organization, that seeks to provide assistance and support and moral fortitude for our brothers and sisters back home, while also emphasizing the need to be established right here in New York and America and take care of people in this community as well. This is the classic immigrant experience. And I want to say that we're all here thinking about what's going on in Guinea and how wrong it is and how much we want to do right. At the same time, we also have to be mindful of what's happening here in our newfound country, our new adopted home. And that means registering to vote, taking part in the process here. Because as you know, I came from Taiwan at a time when there was a huge amount of strife, martial law, massacres. And so people came from Taiwan to here, never forgetting to pay attention to what's going on back home. But for a long time, people forgot to pay attention to what was happening here. Even though this is now where we pay our taxes. This is where we have our homes. This is where our kids are going to school, getting their education, so that they can do far better than the first generation who got here. And so we have to pay attention to both worlds. And it is my belief that when we do that, the community here gets stronger. The stronger the community is here in New York and America, the better a position we will be able to help our brothers and sisters back home. So I'm just proud to join all of you here today. It's a very special, I don't know, I think on one level it's a celebration, but on another level it's a reminder that as we make progress, there's still a great deal of work to do. So I look forward to working closely with President Djallon and all the members here and the community leaders. We've got a lot of work to do. Work to improve the lives of our families, make sure that our kids get a great education here in New York, because it is that education that is going to propel them, not only them, forward, but our entire community. And when this community succeeds, New York City, and indeed America, will be that much better off for it. Thank you so much for inviting me today. And I have a simple presentation.
Mr. Controller, it's my pleasure and my honor to give you this recognition in the name of Pottal Bhantal in the honor of the outstanding and dedicated service to our community. Mr. John, here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I will truly treasure this. Thank you. This is the Karamoko Alpha Award. I'm proud to be a Karamoko Alpha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Controller. Voilà, continue à le programme. Et donc, on dit qu'il y a une organisation de Pottal Bhantal Fouta Djallon, il y a un programme interne Justice in Guinea. Justice non longer is a whole life justice and a whole life lawyer. Arai organisation on ino mari lawyer jo Monsieur Norman Sigal.
Good evening. I can't hear you. Good evening. One more time. Good evening. It is always a privilege and an honor to be before the Guinean community, and especially the Fulanis in the Guinean community. So thank you. It is always a privilege to work with people like Kadiato, Mamadou, Abdoulaye, wherever he is, and so many of you who over the last few years, not only here, but here, I've come to respect this community, to love this community, to understand that this is a community that is terrific. This is a community that is incredibly principled, very smart, very compassionate, and a community that believes in freedom, in justice, and in equality for all. When people in this community came to me and told me about what happened on September 28, 2009, I was shocked. In New York City, when we demonstrate, the most that happens is we get arrested and perhaps some police officers beat people up. But in Conakry on September 28, 2009, as you well know, they killed 156 people, massacred 156 people, and then raped 76 women in broad daylight. We need to make sure, no matter how long it takes, that we get justice in Guinea. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
And one thing that I was taught in the civil rights movement from people like Dr. King and Andrew Young and John Lewis is that it's important to be principled, and it's important to be smart, and important to be committed to civil rights. But perhaps the most important thing I learned in the Southern civil rights movement, because America hasn't yet had its civil rights movement, we had the Southern civil rights movement, and that was stamina. That you basically have to outlast your opponents. You have to persevere. You can never give up. And I say to you, I will see you on September 28th, 2013 at the UN. I will see you on September 28th, 2014. And as long as I'm alive, every September 28th, we will march, whether it's raining as it has in the past or not. We will march for justice in Guinea, because someday Someday we will overcome. Thank you all.